everybody, how's it going? I'm balanced beam walking, that's why I'm wobbly. Welcome to today's second mindful message. We are talking about how to go within and find answers for yourself. Got my handy dandy notebook, I took notes. Are you ready, spaghetti? Let's get into it. First of all, walk like me. Most of the reason why I walk is for fitness, but walking zens me out more than anything. When I'm upset, when I'm not upset, when I need a creative idea, I just go out in nature. I am an earth sign and a fire sign, so I find those elements and I play them. Yoga also helps you center and gravitate and relieve physical stress in the body that you are not aware of. Also, I do some of my best thinking in yoga. Meditation is next. That's another good way to sit with your thoughts and really pinpoint what is bothering you and what's just kind of like something you added to the list because you were annoyed, or maybe perhaps you're making something bigger. And by calming yourself down and getting out of anger or stress in those yoga or meditative moments, you can see clearer on what your true feelings are. Anything you can really do to just get yourself to zen out, calm down, taking a bath. I do some of my best writing taking a bath. And don't laugh at this, but I've actually heard from a lot of my guy friends, especially musicians or writers, they write their best work when they're on the toilet. I wouldn't suggest that, and if you do, that's a very dirty notebook and a pen, and you should keep that in a separate place. FYI, just saying. Poop particles fly when you flush and stuff. Just bring it out there. But hey, if that's where you feel comfortable and you're just sitting there and you have all these thoughts, why not write a pro or con list? That's also another way to really measure what's best for you and what you need to do about a situation. I love me a good pro and con list, but I am a part Virgo. I'm Leo, Virgo cluster. So sometimes I just like to get creative and do a vision board, and I feel like that's more my Leo side. And sometimes I just want to get down to the nitty gritty and narrow down the facts, and that's my Virgo side. Finding out what your astrology sign isn't mandatory in life. To me, astrology is like qualities of certain identities. And most of the things in Virgo I don't relate to. But the things I do relate to help me understand myself. And the same with Leo. So understanding your natural attributes in your birth sign. You can look at all the signs in your chart if you want. But I just kind of stick to your birth chart. That does say a lot about your personality. That's why I like astrology. You know, these have been studied for centuries by some of the greatest minds, and they kind of, yes, categorize people, but I find that they're at least 8 out of 10 points accurate. You know what I mean? So understanding your sign will understand how you process emotions, what you need to think, what you need to have for clarity, what things in life are you going after. That always helps me, so check that out. Like I said, anything to calm and clear, that's step one, because that's step one is understanding your own thoughts. When you've accurately pinpointed what is bothering you or what you need to change or what the decision between certain things that you have to make, you've narrowed down the thing, right? So now what do you do about this thing? How do you make a decision? How do you go within and make it right for yourself? This is the second step. One is to be still with yourself. You don't want to make any rash movements, but you don't want to be so still and idle that you miss out on opportunities either. So if this is like a deadline thing, whether it's taking a job, be fair within the time frame. Try to give 24 hours notice of yes or no, whichever way you're going after it. Yikes. Anyway, ignore that and just keep walking. You never know around here if it's a firecracker or a punk. It's just the sad truth of the world we live in. where was I? One step at a time. Exactly. Don't overextend yourself when you're making a decision. Yes, it's important to look at all sides of the coin, but looking too far ahead can cloud the current decision. When you look at the grant, like for example, let's say your decision is between two houses, okay? So you're looking at this house is way under budget, but it has the bones to really create a house that you love and you can make your own. Or there's a house that's perfectly done, everything you want right now in the moment, but later down the road you might have to change things when your kids get bigger, or it's a little further out than you would like to be. It's perfect for the now, whereas something is an investment is what I'm getting at. So people fear the investment because of the work that they're going to have to put into it. Sometimes that is not the best decision for our lives. We just get lazy, we get complacent. So really asking yourself if you don't want to do it. I mean, be fair with yourself. If you are that lazy and you don't want to put work into something, it's probably not for you. It probably doesn't serve you. So that should be a factor, but at the same time, ask yourself, if you did put forth this effort and you actually changed your life or made that change in your life, would you have better for it? Would you feel better? Would you be living the life you had dreamed? You gotta look long scope, but at the same time, look at that long scope practically. Like, yes, this house is gonna take work, but we're not gonna have to do every level all at once. We could do the first floor this year, and then next year we could do the second floor, and we could live in those areas and be fine. And we don't need to just have a game plan all at the starting line. Others, like in medical decisions and things, you really do have to look at the long scope. Am I going to be able to handle this? Am I going to be able to be away from my family for this long? Am I going to have the money for this? It's like all these factors have to be assessed, but they shouldn't, like, push comes to shove, that's your life, and you should keep fighting for it no matter the cost. You can always make money. You can't always breathe. So don't make decisions because of practicality in that sense. When you're fighting for something you really want, being practical isn't always wise for you. Sometimes you have to be that adventurer and just go and do it and rip it off like a band-aid. Other times you have to take your time and assess and have a plan. Understanding that situation is prime to how you handle it. Are you looking at something too far ahead? Are you a mile ahead of yourself? I'm gonna fuck people up. You are in New York. 9/11 happened. Can you not do that to people? Don't put explosives in the road. This is America. We don't do that. Anyway, don't put shit in the road. People are driving and get someone a fucking heart attack. That's not funny. Anyway. Sorry. I don't normally react like that, but you heard it how many fucking times? Nobody says nothing. You're past the line. It's funny the first time. Don't keep doing it. It's like sitting there like Adam Sandler and Big Daddy, like waiting to throw the stick. Fuck off. Especially if you're not from here. Got enough people around here that are soldiers and vets, and I think about them first. Sorry if people get pissed, but mental health is a real issue. We just had a president shot at. Yeah, let's joke around with explosives. People die here every week. You don't know what it, like I said, you don't know what is a gunshot and what isn't. Sorry. I gotta get one. But basically, don't look too far ahead. Don't look at it too minimalistic. If it is a big decision, take it seriously. But don't overwhelm yourself. Calm, breathe, meditate, really figure out what the problem is. Step 1. 2, make a fair and active plan for you and what's going to work for you. And step 3, only implement it if you're ready to. Sometimes you're just in the planning stage. and sometimes it's go time. If you're in the planning stage, act